Hi, how are you? Hi, everybody. So, as you're getting on, I'm going to repeat this. Today's post is not for everybody. It's going to be really deep and sharing some things I've never really shared. And so, you might not want to be on here before I start getting into it deep. I'm going to be honest, I'm homesick today. And I am kind of like I'm sharing some really personal things that I wrote about in my book. But beyond that, and I'm actually going to do a YouTube video when I feel better because I don't even know how to like share some things I'm going to. But literally, I've heard from hundreds of women on this who've read my book, who follow me, who have known me for in my company for 17 plus years. And so, hi, you guys. I'm going to tell you this, and this may not be anything that can apply to you, but I guarantee you what I'm going to share with you probably applies to someone in your life. And this is deep, and this is deeply personal. So this is the conversation not for everybody. And I don't want to do this right now. I am sick in bed, like literally, but my heart was pounding. Hi, Shelly's Planet. And my heart was pounding as I was getting ready to share what I'm going to share with you today. And I kept thinking I should share it on my, hi guys. I kept thinking I should share it on my personal Instagram page. But, and I always have that. Do I share over there just on the Teresa Collins Weber page, or do I share here? Do I share both? And the reason why I decided to share here is because I believe that if you're following me and you are connecting with me, which I feel like that's what I want, like I'm just going to share because I feel like sometimes I'm going to talk today something really personal. And I actually even knew that there'd be less people live on here watching this. So if you're watching this later, which I know many people will, please do not watch if you don't want to hear what I'm getting ready to say. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to talk about. Just go past it. This conversation is not for everybody. It's not something I've ever shared truly. But after I got some messages that I've been getting them for years, and I talked to a lot of women personally about what I'm getting ready to share with you, and I have never done a live. Hi, Tammy. I've never shared this before, and what I'm getting ready to share was so important to me, and my heart was, I'm literally in bed sick today, and I've got my medicine here. I can't breathe. My heart was pounding, and I said, Teresa, you have to share. And I hope that this will help you or someone you know. Because I like to say that when I wrote my book, I sugar-coated it because for my children. But I'm going to talk about marriage. And I'm going to talk about my marriage to Tyler. And I'm going to tell you now that I love Tyler. And don't you dare think I didn't. But I lived 19 years in a way that like was very hard. And you can love somebody, but you can't change anybody. And so this today, I just can't, it's hard because I have so many women reach out to me that I guess I said some things just recently in a live where I talked about how I wasn't allowed to drink diet soda. And if I did, he would dump it out. I was shamed. There was a lot of things going on in my marriage that I wrote in my book. So if you have my book or you haven't, and I'm not just saying this book is good. I didn't hold anything back. I literally talked about so many good things, but I want to share something with you, and then I'm going to talk about it. And again, you go off if you don't want to know the real. And you guys, like I said, I just knew that the day would come when I had to go a little bit deeper. And I got a message from someone this weekend that made me realize that if I can help one woman or one guy in their relationship with their marriage, and how I was married to Tyler for 19 years before he got cancer and died, like, I want to help, because I know that there are so many of you that can relate to being in relationships that sometimes you feel like you've lost yourself, or that, what am I doing? Or you can love somebody, but you certainly can't change them. So I talk about in my book, in one of my chapters, I just wanted to talk about like how I chose to look for the positive. Instead of getting a divorce, a little behind the scenes. My husband Tyler was a very successful doctor. He was good looking, successful. He was 8.5 years older than me. And when we got married, Tyler was already very financially successful. And it was his money. It was very, I was Dr. Collins' wife. I felt insignificant. And from the moment we got married and before, Tyler was someone who liked to control everything. And when I say that, what I mean is, like, for example, I went to the grocery store, and I'm going to just share a reel with you. And I remember he found my receipt of the things I had bought at the grocery store. And this was right before we got married. And I had already, we were getting married, and I was already thinking, oh, there were times I had broke up with him once. Because I could see that he had issues with control, but I chose to think, a lot of times we think when people are controlling, one, we think we're going to change them. You're not. And the second thing was, I thought it was love. I thought, oh my gosh, Tyler loves me so much that he cares so much. And that's why I can't do the things he tells me not to do. So I had a receipt, and he literally took everything, and he marked all the things and circled them and said, you can't buy those things. You can't buy, that's a waste of money. You should not be buying frozen waffles. I will never forget this. You should be making them by scratch. They're better for you. And when you're with someone who's controlling, and have narcissistic tendencies, and thinks their way is the only way, you guys, you're not, it's mind blowing to where you think you're wrong. I convinced myself he was right and I was wrong. And so I'm going to share this with you today, and I'm not going to go into all the details. It's no one's business, but I want to tell you a couple things that you need to do. If you're in a relationship where, for me, I wrote in my book, that like many couples, we went to marriage counseling, but eventually I ended up going on my own alone. I realized that the only person I could change was myself. I could change the way I reacted and responded. I could show more love. And I talked a little bit more. And one time, this is what I said to Tyler. It's in my book. I said, I'm sure Tyler had a hard time dealing with me. I was feisty, you guys. Once I asked him, why do you even want to be married to me? I am so not what you want. You're always trying to tell me to be a size 3, to be this weight, to do this right. You're not doing that right. He often told me that because I was smile, and I'm very, 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 I love people, and that was hard for him. And he would sometimes say that if you smile, that guy thinks you're flirting with him. And you guys, I wasn't. I'm the most loyal. I never would have done that. But in his controlling, if I even looked and smiled at somebody, I had done something wrong. I can't believe I'm sharing this. This is really hard. I can't believe I'm doing this. Tyler responded, I love how feisty you are. You won't give in to me, and you just make me guess what you will do next. I love that, even though I don't like what you do sometimes. And then he said, I can't imagine life without you by my side. I'm just reading from my book. And then I would go to events and hear people say things like, you have the fairy tale life. I would immediately shake my head. I had this normal life, and I had the same issues and more than people realized. And I just talked about how I can identify, hi Florence, that don't let anybody, no one has the power to control your life. And I love Tyler. And I preface this whole thing that I've already shared a lot with you, that no one deserves to be told that you can't buy a soda or that you should not smile at someone. And I just hear literally from so many people, and there's even people that I've met, like my beautiful friend Florence that's never been married. And you guys, like, I am not advocating divorce ever. I'm advocating for everyone to love themselves enough to like love their life and to stand up for themselves in a healthy way. You guys, we had police called on us before because I had to call the police on Tyler at times. Like, I did not have the fairy tale life. I grew a multi-million-dollar company business because my husband did not give me money. Being in a controlling marriage happens to a lot of people. Doesn't just happen to the lower class or the, you know, I hate the word lower class, but like people who don't have money. It happens in every social economic bracket there is. And because everybody saw me as a successful TERESA Collins, oh my gosh, you know, look what I had done. Look at the people I did. But I still had a silent battle with the man I love so much. And I still love Tyler, you guys. Like, I will defend him. I loved him. He was broken. I went to counseling. Tyler walked out on the counselor. My counselor said this, and I'm sharing this with you because you need to hear this. Somebody you know is going through this. I want you to know. Like, I have never shared the things I'm sharing right now. But after I got this message from a lady this weekend, I was like, if I can help one woman, one man, to know that it begins with you loving yourself. You have to love yourself. I went to counseling on my own. Because you're going to say, well, why the hell did you stay married for 19 years in a situation where you were controlled and told that you know what to do? There were a lot of reasons. First of all, we had two beautiful sons together. We had this beautiful blended family, and it was hard, you guys. And I was feisty. I stood up for myself at times. And like I said, I called the police on Tyler. The last time I did was about 5 years before he passed away. And Tyler scared me. And he had done some things that I'm not going to get into, but that I knew enough was enough. And I told him that that was the last time. That was the last time you were ever going to push me around. And if you did it again, you might as well kill me. But I was done because I was not taking this again. And it was Mother's Day. And I remember some of my neighbors saw the police cars at our house. You guys, don't believe the highlight reels that you're seeing in people's stories. The real, you know you're real. You know your real isn't pretty at all times. None of our real is pretty at times. All of these Instagram people that go on and go, buy my $80 sweater and look at my perfect life. It's BS, you guys. No one has a perfect life. And some of us, behind the scenes, have a lot that we're not sharing. You're only seeing a little bit of that. And part of the thing that Tyler and I talked about before he died, and it gets hard, you guys, was that I told him, and he knew, he goes, I know you're going to share your story when the time is right. He had so many regrets, you guys. We didn't even go out to eat. He had so much money, you guys. He did not want to spend money on going out to eat. We did not go out to eat. We did not go to movies. We did not go on family vacations unless it was baseball related. And then often it was, we would go to a Burger King and he would tell my kids they could get something and then water, like a burger and water. Because when people are controlling, they want to control everything. Okay? If you're married to someone who is controlling, or if you're controlling, if you were the person that is controlling and you're the wife, no one deserves that. Stop it. No one deserves to be told what to do with their free agency. It's not right and it's not fair to the people. And we all know it. I see people all the time. I've had people, you guys, reach out to me that are well known and people that like have found me and found my story, and they're like, they'll say gently, they're like, I think my husband is a lot like your late husband. I don't know what to do. I feel trapped. I walk on eggshells. That's the thing I would tell Tyler. Hi, Irene. I felt like I was walking on eggshells. You guys, one of my biggest problems when I got remarried was marrying someone who didn't text me 20 times a day. Yeah, Tyler texts me nonstop, and if I did not respond right away, who are you with? What are you doing? The word that my sister-in-law Leanne said, and by the way, I love my Collins family so much, and my sister-in-law, she said to me, she goes, Teresa, the word I would say, she read my book, my mother-in-law, Ty's mom, read my book, and she said to me, no lie, she goes, obsessed. That would be the word I would say, but obsession is not healthy, good, or loved. I'm out of water. I'm going to have to fight. Sorry, Diet Mountain Dew. I spent 5 years in a relationship. I would love to know what you did. Did you get out? Did you get out? So you guys that are single, I'm telling you, my post yesterday was because my heart was already heavy. I did a post on Teresa Collins Weber, and it was a picture of my husband and I talked about that. You do not have to be married to be fulfilled and happy. The world will tell us that. You need to be in healthy relationships. A healthy relationship, okay? A ring on your finger will not make you happy if it's not with the right person, or if that person is not taking advantage of you, but is like making you feel less than, or making you feel like you need to do what they're telling you to do. It's not right. And you know people, you know friends, you know people that are in this situation. I got out and never looked back. It affects you for the rest. It will. It will. And so why I'm sharing this is because, first of all, I'm going to go meet with someone this week, because I believe that, like, there are things you can do to protect yourself, to empower yourself, to love yourself. And this video is so scary for me. And you guys, all day, I'm going to want to delete it. I'm going to want to delete it. But if you know someone who needs to have them, it's going to be on for 24 hours. That's how this stories go. They can come read it, but I'm going to tell you, here's some things that I talked about in my book, but I'm going to go deeper than even my book. I've really thought a lot about this. I meet thousands of women a year, and the thing that happens is they come and they pull me aside after I've spoken, or they're like, I read your book. And this is the first thing I swear that they say to me. You were very kind. You could have went a lot deeper. You could have shared a lot more. And I'm like, yeah, this wasn't the book. Yes. And I love that. But you see, guys, that's what we need to teach our girls and our boys, our kids, as they're getting. Do not get into relationships where another person feels like they need to control you or change you. You guys, I was 128 pounds, and I don't know why I'm sharing this, but Tyler was obsessed with my weight, you guys. I could never be thin enough for him, and I wish you guys could have seen. Oh gosh, do I even have a picture on the back? Oh, you can't. You can kind of see on the very back cover, there's a picture of me right after I had Zach. You guys, I gained 14 pounds when I was pregnant with Zach because I was scared to death to gain weight because Tyler was on me about my weight. he weighed himself every day, because a lot of successful men and a lot of unsuccessful men, their wife is kind of like their, I don't want to say trophy wife, but they kind of are. They are their kind of their property. Hi, Joanne. And so to my husband, me looking a certain way, me being a certain weight, and so he kept telling me I should be 115 pounds. You guys, I was like, I'm 5'6" now, but I was 5'7". I was a little taller. I could not get any thinner. I look back, and everybody, my mom called me, and my mom was like, what the HELL are you doing? You are so thin, and you're pregnant with Zach. I lost my identity. And I lost my identity to help him build his identity. Hi, I miss you, Lisa. I love you, Lisa. But I'm telling you, when people would go, you have the fairy tale marriage. You have the fairy tale life. And I would see a lot of my like single friends, and I would go, no. When you love yourself completely, you realize that you're better off being alone than being in a situation where you are being controlled or told what to do, or where you're feeling less than. And so what I did was, this is my tip, not my tip. This is my truth. I went to counseling for years by myself. When Tyler walked out and told the counselor that he was crazy, and that back in the day we had, what do you call those? When you used to listen to music, guys, it's not your iPod, your Nano, remember those? So Tyler went through, and we weren't even allowed to watch any reality TV. So we had blockers on our TV. And, oh, thank you, Irene. And I wasn't allowed to listen to music. And I love to work out to things like, I loved like Beyonce, and I love things like more, I would always, and by the way, I wasn't one, I always thought if my kids got it, so I always got a clean version of whatever song it was, if it was like a hip hop or whatever, but that's what I would run to and listen to. And I'm sharing this, I've never shared this before. I can't believe I'm sharing it, but after the messages, I've known for a long time it was coming, but then my final was in the last week. I've had women contact me and said, I need to talk to you. Will you help me? I have this going on. And you guys, a lot of the reason why I'm successful, I'm thankful for Tyler in a way, because by him making me feel like I couldn't do it, and I had to hide things. When I bought things, I had to hide things. I would buy things. I would go literally, I'm talking about, you guys, 5-6 years ago, I would go to a store. I remember going to Macy's and buying new stuff, and I went home and I made sure he wasn't home, and I had the clothes in the back of my trunk. And you guys, I bought these clothes. And I cut off all the tags, and I put them away, and I threw everything away. If I drank a soda, I kid you not, I would go to a convenience store and I would drink the soda, and then I would go find a dumpster and throw my thing away before I got home. I'm not kidding. Hi, Jared. That was my marriage. And Laura's on here now. Laura came over to my house. Laura knows this. The people in my inner circle, they know what I went through. This is the most real live video I've ever done in my life. It's the scariest I've ever done, because I know too many of you are living with someone like this, whether you're the guy or the girl, but you also, hi, hello, I feel like you. And I'm telling you, you know someone who's going through this, whether it's your daughter, whether it's your son, whether it's your sister, whether it's your best friend that is going through a relationship where they are being controlled. And a lot of times you get into it. I had no friends, because to be honest, a lot of people think I have all these friends. I have a very close circle of friends, because it was, well, why would you go out with your friends? Wouldn't you rather be with me? And I'm home. And I remember not making relationships. And also, I didn't want to talk about those things, because I chose to be positive. And I went to counseling, and that was my lifesaver, you guys, because I'm going to tell you a book that I read, honest to goodness, that I read that helped me. You could get it on Amazon. I don't have the copy of it because Tyler found me reading it and he tore it up. But it's called When Being in Control is Out of Control. I'm going to tell you it again. You could probably find it on Amazon. This book was so eye-opening to me. I was like, whoa. My counselor, this is what she had me read. When being in control is out of control. When you are with someone, and by the way, it's not always the husband. It can be the girl too. You need to read that book. But you also need to be safe. And I'm not telling you to leave your marriage. I literally learned ways to stand up for myself, you guys. Did I ever have the marriage that I wanted? No. I couldn't change Tyler. I couldn't. I chose to love him. I chose to look for his good because he had so much good, you guys. He had so much good. But what I found, and I'm not going to talk personally because it's not my story to share, especially right now, but oftentimes the people that are controlling in such an extreme manner were controlled in some way before. So you have to break the pattern. So if you yourself, you're watching this and you're like, wait a minute, I'm controlling. I'm telling people what to do. And you guys, it's no way to make other people feel. It's no way. I always go, what gave me the right to tell somebody that you should be a certain way or you should be a certain, all these things? Like, it's not. And I decided everything I talked about in here was true. Like, I decided to work on me. I went to counseling alone and I was able to stand up for myself. Calling the police on Tyler, like, if you're watching this video, you guys, like, that was enough. That was, I love myself enough to go, I am not going to allow you any longer to do this. And I will be honest, my biggest fear and why I finally stood up, and well, I stood up a lot, you guys, because I didn't want my kids to do it. I didn't want my sons to think that they can do this to a woman. I didn't want my girls to think that their worth was if they were a freaking size 3 or a 5 or whatever, that, like, this stupid number. And one of the things that Tyler told me often, because I had to do so much TV, was he would tell me that just so you know, part of your success is because you're so pretty. And, like, by the way, I have no makeup on. I'm sick today. So, like, this is real. He would say, your following, you know, won't be the same if you don't lose that weight that you gained. Because I had, so the reality of a lot of my eating disorder was from growing up, but also when I was married with Tyler, like, when he would go out of town, I can't believe I'm admitting this. This is so crazy. He would go hunting and I loved it. I felt like, oh my gosh, he's out of town. I could, like, go buy a soda and he is not going to know it. I would go buy ice cream, you guys, and I would eat the entire freaking container of ice cream. Like, the entire container of Breyer's vanilla bean ice cream, because it was my favorite. And because he wasn't there to see me do it, and he had no control of me eating like a freaking pig when he wasn't around, because I didn't have to, like, be anybody but myself, my imperfect self. So a lot of people will ask, and they're going to go, okay, well, what, if you do not know what a narcissist is, there's all kinds of levels, and a lot of very highly successful people have issues with that. And my biggest fear when I started, the first thing I asked Brian, we went on a date, and a lot of you may not be able to relate to this, but if you've been in a controlling relationship, you will know. He ordered a Diet Coke at our dinner, and I was like, what? Oh my gosh. You guys, this was 3.5 years ago. I ordered a Diet Coke, and I watched his face. I was like, is he going to get mad at me if I drink a Diet Coke? And I thought, well, surely not. He just ordered one and he drank a Diet Coke, and I drank a Diet Coke, and I was like, this is so crazy. But like I said, I went from that to, and I remember, Brian would text me at first, but he didn't text me 20 times a day. Where are you? What are you doing? Tyler was in the hospital literally 6 months before he died. And he would be there for like 3 or 4 weeks at a time. And you guys, I'm telling you the real, like, this did not change. Tyler did not change. He got a little better after he got sick, but the moment I left the hospital to the time I got home, he would time me. And he would say, are you home yet? What took you so long? And my feisty little butt at times, because I didn't like being controlled, but he was also not in a situation. I remember stopping at a Target, and he texted me and said, you're home, right? And I go, yeah, I'm home. I then became a liar, you guys. Like, that's no way to live. I'm happy. And by the way, I was still happy. And I know a lot of people, you are not going to understand that. And I think I was born with something, you guys. And I think God knew. And this is me just being real. Like, I think that I am very happily married. I want you to know, I divorced someone I'm trying to read what you said, Emma, as soon as it comes up. It says, I divorced someone just like that, Teresa. I didn't know that, Emma. See? I'm telling you. This is why we need to know that, like, the highlight reels, the thing that we think it's not. Been there, divorced that. Thank goodness that was before cell phones. Exactly. Oh my gosh. It was crazy, you guys. And I'm just telling you, I felt my heart was pounding today. I was totally like in bed with cough medicine, taking everything. And I was like, I think for me, I knew that I needed to share, because I believe that even though people talk about bad marriages and they talk about, a lot of people, they don't talk about like how to deal, because a lot of people, they'll just get a divorce. Okay. And that's fine. Like, I get it. Like, I completely understand. I knew in my heart of hearts, I would never, let's just say I knew that, like, a divorce would never happen. And I knew that I was going to stay and I was going to be safe. And I knew that. But I also had the gift that God just gave me, was to be able to look for the positive. And you guys, I'm the biggest forgiver. Like, I am a very positive, natural person. And I think God gave that to me. And so I did. I literally, and I've had people close to me that know, they're like, I don't see how you did that. I'm like, I literally saw him at this, Tyler had so much good in him, you guys, but he struggled. And I would tell him that. I would go, Tyler, like, can you not see this? And at times he goes, no. He'd go, you're the one. You're making me do this. Like, and this is for your benefit that I want you to not drink soda. Don't you see that, like, it's bad for you? Don't you see that, like, people who do these things, like, I do this because I love you. Heck no. That's not love, you guys. Anyone who wants you to be at a certain place at a certain time and who expects you to, that's not love. Like I said, it was obsession. Do I think Tyler loved me? Absolutely. Was it an unhealthy love? Yes. Before he died, he had so many regrets, you guys. Crying, bawling. Like, he was so ashamed of himself. He knew. He even went to his sister behind when I didn't know this and was like, I regret what I did to Teresa. I regret what I did to the kids at times. Don't do this to someone, you guys. But also, if you're in this situation, the book I read, go to counseling. I don't care if you say you can't afford it. Figure it out. I hated it. I remember it was kind of cheap at the time, but I mean, it was a long time. I don't know how much it is now, like, for that kind of counseling. But it was $85 an hour, and it was worth every penny. You're so beautiful, and you will see what's happening now. Beautiful God is working, and we'll let you know that you're, aw, thank you, Paper Studio Peru. Wow, you're gonna make me cry. I don't know why. I just felt so strongly, you guys. Like after the last message I got this weekend, you guys, like, you deserve to be happy. And I never thought I'd get remarried, you guys. I never did. I will be honest with you. Like the thought of marrying someone who that was gonna tell me, control what I spent. I made my own money, you guys. But it was also like, you shouldn't spend your money. Oh, your English is beautiful. Hi, Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, just so you know, like, even if, say they can't afford counseling, be there for them, but be healthy. You have to understand, my dad, oh my gosh, my dad. My sister said I married a man that reminded her a lot of my dad. That was hard. That was hard. And any of you guys that met Tyler know that he was very nice, but he was very like, you know, I would go to appearances and I would be signing books and he would give me kind of like a time limit and I would be on eggshells because I knew that I had to stop talking to the people that had come to meet me. And that was hard. And I remember one time I was teaching at a store in Southern California and it was going on later and he was so furious with me. And the anxiety, I felt like, I'm telling you, living in anxiety and worried, and it's like you're walking on eggshells and you don't want somebody. I married I'm looking to see what you said, Emma. You think, especially you strong women and men that's out there that like, I would never, I've had people go like, oh, BS, somebody tells me what to do. I'm like, you guys, I'm a strong woman. I built this company. I did all these things. I made her controller. Just like, yeah, you tend to do what you see. And I had a controlling dad. I loved him so much, but I had to fix a lot of issues. But thank you. Yes. A lot of times you think that because you've seen that relationship. And so a lot of times women who've had a controlling dad or they tend to marry controlling men, but break the cycle. Like I said, counseling, the book I read, which my counselor was, When Being in Control is Out of Control. I highly recommend it. It used to be on Amazon. I had a copy. I'm going to get a new copy of it. My husband just walked in.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
All right, have fun.
This is kind of a deep conversation.
Oh, good.
Like, way deep.
How's it going?
I'm talking about my marriage to Tyler.
Oh, all right. Well, have fun. I'm going back to work.
Come here. I want to talk to you for a second. You guys, like, I'm going to share something because my husband just came in. Come right here.
Hold on.
Come here. I'm going to have my husband join because I want you to know what it's been like for my husband. The real. Oh, Lisa said hi. My husband's going to join us for a second. And I told you this is not, can you shut the door, baby? It's locked. Yeah. The workers are here. My husband came to check on me. He's probably like, what do you want for lunch? And I'm like, I'm doing like, so you guys, the reason why.
Hey, everybody.
I don't want to cry.
Then don't. It's just that simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got really real. Like, I've never shared. Like, I shared, like how hard. And, how, like, even it's affected my family, my kids. What would you say, like, have you noticed, like, I was scared a lot of times. Like, do you remember when I thought it was odd that you didn't text me enough? You didn't get jealous?
You kind of had PTSD.
Yeah,
Really.
And
you had a lot going on.
Yeah. Do you still see it? Like, someone said they feel like it.
A lot less.
Not
very often.
Yeah. But, like, how often do we hear from women that kind of like
pretty constant.
Yeah.
It's people who say they're in the same boat. What should I do?
Yeah. And, like, Brian is the exact opposite, you guys. Like, the other day, I didn't want to go to sorry, Brian, but it was last Tuesday. And Brian takes us to movies, and I'd never done that. And I was like, what? You can't go to movies. That's expensive. You go to a movie every week.
$5 Tuesday.
And sometimes we even go to a regular movie.
Yeah,
but
sometimes we spend the whole $7.25.
Yeah. And I was like, you don't do that. Like, you don't go out to eat.
We still don't go at night, though. Like, we don't pay regular $9 or $10 price. That's just not, that doesn't happen.
It does, but not very often. Don't act like...
We're pretty smart to go to the matinee.
Yeah. Oh, you're so sweet. But I will tell you, the situation with Brian...
Hey, did you send me the instructions for the Switzerland class yet?
No, but I'm going to.
Send them as soon as you're done.
He's like, well, we're going to Switzerland.
She's waiting, and it's like 8 o'clock there at night.
Oh,
anyways.
okay. So I will do that right after this.
Okay.
I'm glad you found each other. But I kind of feel bad because I feel like I gave a lot of baggage to you, Brian.
We both came with baggage. Yours was pretty heavy.
But I think I was telling them how everybody thought, like, my marriage was perfect. Like, my life was perfect. And
That's kind of what social media does.
yes, you guys, like...
Everybody puts their own little
And that's why I think...
perfect moments that
like,
aren't
for
perfect.
us, I feel like, not that I'm not trying to portray that we're perfect.
Look, I haven't even showered. My hair's a mess. I'm wearing my work t-shirt.
I'm
to
in
do
bed
garage work.
sick. I'm, like, totally sick. And, like, I look at my hair. It's bad. But I want people to know that, like, you're better off being alone than to be in a situation like Brian's situation. We're not going to talk about it because it's not my story to tell. But Brian would be better off not being married than what he dealt with, you know? And, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay to, like, stand up for yourself. Don't you agree?
Yep.
Like, I really believe that. Like, and puts on so many masks. I did that to Tony. We've been together and married. I love him, by the way. I met Emma's husband. Oh, thank you, Jared. I'm so excited that you're going to go wild with us. I'm so excited. We're excited.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be way fun. Okay, guys, I'm going to end this video.
By the way, I'm skipping a guy's golf weekend to go Wild with you, just so you know.
You did not tell me that.
I know.
What?
It's important.
Aw, because you're going to support me speaking and teaching. Aw, that makes me happy. I didn't know that. Like, aw, well, I love you.
Love you.
Thank you. And thank you for, like, loving me and understanding that, like, you guys, true story. Did you know that Brian was the first person that read my book? I had lost Tyler, and I had started the book before, but then he passed away, and every chapter I wrote, as I was sending it back to my publisher, my editor who was cleaning it up, Brian read my book. Because, do you remember why I told you I wanted you to read it before as we were dating and stuff? Do you remember?
No.
I just said,
I get to know you for
yeah,
sure. But...
I said, I want you to know the real me. I don't want you. I said, I'm broken, you guys. But I'm still, by the way, broken crayon, still color. Hello. Breaking crayon, still color. So I'm broken, but Brian's broken. I'm just broken in different ways and at different points from different things. And so Brian read my book, and I did not want to publish this, you guys, because it was a little real with everything. And you know, I just felt like that in life where people see the highlight reels and they see, oh, TERESA Collins, and she's grown her business and she's done all these amazing things, which I truly have, but you can do hard things despite your hard. And I think if you ask, I will tell you, my cute son, Zach, has told me he's most proud of me. He goes, not only did you go through a stroke and everything of those things, he said, but for 19 years, you were determined to make a happy life and a happy family for us. And Brian, what do you think of my crazy kids? Like, let's be honest.
They're great.
They're great, aren't they?
They're
we have
great.
so much fun. And I think because I chose to be positive and I chose to make it fun, and I just really wanted to make sure that my kids knew that, like, we can, like, still find joy and happiness and still love Tyler, even though he had a lot of issues.
Life's what you make it.
It really is. Okay, I love you guys. I guess I got to send something. I'm here in bed.
Yeah, give me the Switzerland
I need
stuff.
soup. I need soup. I'm gonna get soup now for breakfast. Well, breakfast and lunch. I love you guys. If this resonated with you in any way, I want to delete it, especially if you just came on. This may be the one video that if you want to watch again or send to somebody. Yeah. And by the way, my event in Park City, the master class, the TERESA one before because it's a 2-day Live Your Story. A lot of people have said, so is it just going to be business? I'm like, oh no, this is personal. Like everything on Tuesday, you spend the whole day with me. Okay, I won't delete it. I said, you're going to spend the whole day on Tuesday with me because I'm getting very, very real on life and on how, like, if you think that your personal life doesn't go into your business, whether it's your just every aspect of everything that you're doing, it does. And so I talk about being your own champion of your life and elevating yourself and your positivity and being a magnet and like everything I'm going to talk about and we're going to be doing, and that I firmly believe is in the realness is that you determine everything like that you want in your life. And there's things that you can do that I did personally that I know will be a life changer, and a lot of that's investing in yourself. A lot of that is knowing that like we have to work on bettering ourselves, our attitudes, and sometimes it's leaving relationships and sometimes it's not. But I will be honest, I'm a firm believer in you being safe. And when my mom finally left my dad, it was after he about killed her. And literally, I saw it. Like, she was hospitalized. And that was it for my mother. And I witnessed it, and I saw it, and I then realized that I was never going to get myself in that same situation. And you are worth fighting for. You are worth going to counseling. You are worth buying that book. You are worth making friends. And now, I had a dream last night. I should tell you this, Brian. I had a dream that for many years I have like, I am going to start going to lunch more with my girlfriends and taking an hour out of my busy day to start connecting with the women that need me and that I need them. It's both ways. And so, oh, thank you. You can give me the biggest hug. I would love that. I love you. Goodbye. I love you.